Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Johnny Ross, and I also want to take a little time to say, if you are here from TikTok, I just want to thank you guys so much. I cannot believe the support and growth I have had in the past 2 months, and it's all because of you guys. You guys following me and loving what I'm doing on TikTok really inspired me to get back onto YouTube and give you the long form content I know some of you want, and I am just so overwhelmed at the growth I've had and the support from you guys. So if you are part of the TikTok or Instagram family, I just want to say I love you and thank you so much, and I cannot wait to start this journey together as a little makeup family, and let's get into today's video. So in today's video, I wanted to tackle the overwhelming problem of so much makeup on the market. It is so oversaturated, and there's been so much viral makeup recently, and I wanted to kind of debunk the theory that just because something goes viral doesn't necessarily mean it's good. So I've gotten my hands on as much viral makeup and new makeup as I can. Almost all of it is drugstore because I'm definitely a drugstore king. I do not think you need to spend a lot of money on makeup to look phenomenal, and what we're gonna do in today's video is go step by step, try this viral makeup and new makeup, and kind of debunk whether this viral makeup is worth the hype. We have our first viral product. This is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. Okay guys, so I have been using this a couple times. I got this because of TikTok. This went very viral, and I have to say this primer is marketed really as nothing but a smoothing primer, and to be honest with you, I don't see any smoothing. I don't think it does anything for my pores. I kind of think this just blew up because it was great marketing. It was a marshmallow primer. It smells amazing, but I don't really see the benefits. I don't think it's bad, but for $17, I think it should do more than it does. So I'm gonna give you an alternative right now that I've been using for years that I think just blows this primer out of the water, and that is the Maybelline Master Prime. This is specifically in 400 blur and pore minimizing. It is the clear one. I think this is actually a dupe for the Smashbox Photo Focus Primer, and it is amazing. Not only do I think this fills my pores so much better than that NYX Marshmallow Primer, it enhances the lasting power and really holds up throughout the day for long wear. I use this on brides constantly, and when I go and put their foundation on afterwards, it is just like putting butter on the skin. The foundation looks absolutely gorgeous, and this retails for $9.99, and sometimes at Walgreens or CVS, you can find this for $7.99. So I just think you're gonna get a little bit more bang for your buck with this Maybelline primer over that NYX primer. Finishing off our skin prep, I'm gonna throw in a little bonus product here. So this is something I found recently. Allie Glines on YouTube, who to me is the queen of YouTube, recommended this a couple months ago, and I picked it up and it has changed my life. This is the Flower Petal Pout Lip Mask. I get it in the clear shade, but I love that it comes in, I believe, 5. So if you want something that has a tint to it, you can also find those. This retails for $9.99, and I'm not exaggerating, guys. This lip mask is the only one I use that I put on, and in a matter of 5 minutes, my lips are smooth, hydrated. I buy this in bulk. It has a clear plastic applicator, and as you spin it, it comes through the top. Apply it on. It has a really nice shine to it, and my lips just feel so beautifully hydrated when I'm done. Really, really recommend this. So while that lip mask is sitting on the skin, I'm gonna go in with eyes first. I always like to start with eyeshadow. That way, if I have any fallout or craziness with the eyeshadow, we can just clean it right up and we're not messing up our complexion. I'm gonna go ahead and prep my eyelids with a little bit of concealer here. This is my favorite concealer at the moment. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, the hydrating one, not the matte one, in Marshmallow. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out with my E.L.F. beauty sponge, my favorite beauty sponge, before we start our eyes. Now I'm gonna go ahead and set that concealer with a little bit of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Setting Powder. Personally, I think setting your primer or your concealer with a little bit of translucent powder gives a beautiful foundation for whatever eyeshadows you're gonna go on top to blend out a little bit easier, because you're not going on a wet base. So we don't really have a viral eyeshadow palette at the moment, but I want to give you guys a good drugstore-ish option that I think going into spring and summer is absolutely beautiful. This is the Morphe 35XO palette, and it is comprised of some of the most beautiful neutral pink blush tones that there is. I mean, look at this. it is to die for. Some of the colors in here are so beautifully neutral, and it has a beautiful mix of warm and cool tones, as well as these blush tones, some pops of purple, beautiful glitters, and then we even have a pressed glitter here that is gorgeous and doesn't really even need a glitter glue on top. And I've worn this before without any fallout, not using a glitter glue. And for $26, I just think this kind of a eyeshadow palette will be beautiful for spring and summer. So the first color we're gonna go in with is right here. It's Talk Feelings. It is a beautiful blush tone, and we're just gonna go ahead and blend that out in our crease. These shadows blend out so beautifully, guys. I mean, at this point, it's no mystery that Morphe makes some great eyeshadows. So now that this is blended out, we're gonna go in with our next shade. I wanna go in with this beautiful, like light silvery pink. This is in the shade Kiss Me. And with my finger, I'm just gonna apply this all over the lid. Wow, God, it is so pretty. So we're only gonna bring that glitter shade about 2/3 of the way in with our finger. Just taking my brush that I blended my crease out with, no extra product on it, and just blending in that crease to make sure that glitter is nice and blended and married in with that transition color. Now with a little bit more of a precise brush that has a nice pinch to it, I'm gonna go in with Meet the Rents, this really beautiful purple. This is one of the most gorgeous purples I've ever used in a eyeshadow palette, and purples are a little bit hard sometimes and they don't always blend out that great. This one blends out like a dream. And we're gonna use this to deepen up our outer corners. I'm just going ahead and stamping this in our outer third. And a trick I always like to do is use one brush that is a little bit more detailed to press this and stamp it onto the area you want. And then instead of going in and trying to blend this out with this brush, because there could be too much product on it, I'll switch back to a nice fluffy brush that has no product on it and use that clean brush for blending, because that's gonna blend out this darker color and soften those edges without depositing any more product onto the skin, which is a mistake I think a lot of people make, and then they end up applying too much color and it kind of gets away from them, and then next thing you know, you have like 2 black eyes. This is another thing, guys. Don't be afraid to blend past that line, the outer line here, because that will give you a really beautiful blend. And this is why I loved starting with eyes, because you can blend out past this, and then we'll take a makeup wipe and really clean that up and sharpen it up. But it just really helps with blending, so you don't have to be too, cautious the entire time to not go too far and mess up a complexion. So that's another benefit of starting with the eyes. Now that that's blended out, I'm gonna go in with our pressed glitter here. This is in the shade Crushing Hard, and I'm gonna take my finger, and because this is a little bit more of a darker glitter, it's not really that bright, I'm not gonna put it on the inner corners. I'm gonna kind of put it right in where our darkness meets that shimmer shade we put on, just so we get a nice gradient effect. And again, I'm not going in with any glitter glue here. I mean, look at that. Just taking my transition brush, nothing on it, and just marrying that outer color and this glitter just so everything looks nice and seamless. So like I said, guys, I didn't even use a glitter glue, and I have 0 fallout under my eyes. That's how good this glitter just adheres to the skin. So it's really beautiful, and you don't even have to use a glitter glue if you don't have one. And last, I'm gonna go in with this beautiful shade here called Your Move, which is a beautiful kind of pink champagne. And we're gonna press this on our inner corners just for a nice pop, but kind of in the inner corner, and then kind of gradiating into the inner 1/3 of our eyelid. And I'm just gonna press this on with my finger. Wow, that is so gorgeous. I just think the tones in this eyeshadow palette honestly are to die for. And now I'm gonna take a makeup wipe and clean up our outer edges. We cleaned up our outer corners here, and I like to just press my finger over the edges just so nothing is too harsh and it looks a little softer. And now we're gonna go in with barely any liner. I like to take a little bit of liner and just line the top line super thin, just to hide our lash band. And then I'm gonna go in with our mascara and lashes. Back, our lashes are on, and this cut is gorgeous. I mean, I'm telling you, Kiss lashes, I've just been so obsessed with them recently. Every pair I buy, I feel like is this part of this Kiss luxury like line, and this in the cut velvet is no different. So now that we're done with our eyes, we are going to move on to skin. So a viral foundation I feel like has been going around a lot recently, which is like an understatement, is the KVD Good Apple Foundation. I don't have it with me. I haven't bought it, and to be honest, I don't even want to try it because I've watched countless reviews where I feel like the verdict on this foundation is that it really is a beauty guru or like someone who does what I do foundation, where you're putting it on, it looks beautiful on camera immediately, but the wear time and time again after reviews that I watch is just not there. I hear that it gets very oily, it breaks up, it looks heavy. So for $38, I am not going to personally spend the money on it, and I wanted to offer you guys a foundation that I am dying to try that is $6.99 at the drugstore. You can get this at Ulta. This is the Essence Pretty Natural Foundation. So I'm in the color 40 Neutral Vanilla. I will tell you that the color on the box does vary from the tube, so make sure to pop this out of the box and just give it a look here. The foundations do come with a little bit of a aluminum peel off, so if that's broken in the store, do not buy it. Just make sure nowadays more than ever that you are getting a brand new, clean, hygienic foundation, but just make sure to look at the bottle because this is much truer to the tone. So this is marketed as a medium coverage foundation with a natural finish that is hydrating with hyaluronic acid and aloe vera, so I am dying to try this. I am going to do a little bit of color correction. Where's my color corrector? In my lap. So I'm going to do a little bit of correcting just on my beard here with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is my favorite color corrector. This is in Peach Corrector. So you can see nothing too crazy. I just like to even the tone down here, and you can see how beautifully this blends out. It literally like disappears on the skin and does not affect the foundation you're gonna put over it at all. So if you need a great color corrector, that LA Girl Pro Conceal, it comes in so many colors, is definitely the way to go. So I'm just gonna give it a good shake. I don't know if you need to shake it, but better safe than sorry. We're gonna take a little bit out on the back of the hand, about that much. It is a squeeze tube, and I think I'm gonna start with a foundation brush. Okay guys, so this side is blended out with the brush. You can see the difference. I definitely would say this is medium coverage. It's not full coverage, but it is advertised as medium coverage. I did use that entire dollop that was on the back of my hand, so I'm gonna use another one now, and we're gonna do the other side with a beauty blender. Okay guys, so this is the entire face blended out. I'm gagged. Like, the finish and the look of this foundation on the skin is stunning. I'm floored that this is the price that it is, that this is Essence. Like, oh my god, it is not settling in any of my pores. The difference between the two, both of them, the brush and the sponge blended it out beautifully, but I'm gonna say I kind of like the brush a little better because I feel like I got a little bit, like a hair more coverage. I want to zoom you in a little bit so you can really see the texture of my skin, flaws and all. So it's time to warm up the face a little bit, and I'm gonna go in with a cream contour, so I will be doing this before my concealer. And for our next viral product, this went viral, I mean, a while ago. It's been out for quite some time, but it is just something I keep seeing over and over again. And this is the Huda Beauty Tancour. So this is specifically in the shade Fair. This, completely worth the hype. This is absolutely beautiful product. I've even been using this on brides. I never really was a cream contour person on my brides because I just think it is kind of an extra step. It looks beautiful on the skin. It is very hydrating, and I think it gives a much better finish than just pounding on a ton of powder when you're really trying to contour, especially if someone is a little bit tanner. So what I do, I dip this right into my beauty blender, and then I will tap this off on the back of my hand just to get any excess product, and then I will make sure I'm pulling my hairline back here so I get nice and high, and just bounce this on the skin along the hairline. Now we're moving on to concealer, but before we do concealer, I always like to do a little bit of color correcting for brightening, and this brings us to our next viral product. This is the Milani Supercharged Under Eye Tint in 00 Pink Rose. Okay guys, so this is, I have mixed feelings on it. I think this is really great, but I don't think it's as good as some other products. My reasoning being, I think this blends out like a dream. It looks really hydrating, but it doesn't give that much coverage. It is very, very thin. So if you're looking for something super, super light to kind of color correct your under eyes that doesn't give a ton of coverage, but also has a beautiful texture, this may be the way to go. I'm gonna do a little bit here so you can see this. And I always blend my color correctors out with my finger because I think the warmth from my finger really warms everything up, blends it out very nicely. So you can see here, this is blended out already, and it is very beautiful in kind of the texture, and it's not heavy. It doesn't look heavy at all. It looks stunning. But when you really need something that like packs a punch and color corrects a little stronger, I am all about the LA Girl Pro Conceal. This one is in Cool Pink Corrector, and I just think this is more full coverage if your under eye dark circles are a problem for you. And I personally would rather use less of a full coverage product than use something like this that's super sheer that I can't build. So I'll show you on this side. I use a very little bit, that's it, and blend this out with my finger. Okay, so that's blended out, and you can see the difference right away between this and this. This is just packs a lot more of a punch and is a little bit better of a color corrector as far as giving you more coverage on top of your dark circles. And the other thing, the other pro of the LA Girl is the Milani Supercharge, as of now, I believe only comes in 3 colors. The 110, 120, and 130 maybe. And the 130 ain't that dark. So if you have really dark skin, I just don't think the Milani is as inclusive as the LA Girl Pro Conceal, because that one comes in this, the peach, orange, red, I think even a darker red. So depending on your skin tone and the darkness of the dark circles, I just think the LA Girl Pro Conceal wins out on this one. Now for concealer, this isn't really a viral product, but I honestly can't even think of a viral concealer at the moment. So I'm gonna go in with something that is my tried and true. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in Marshmallow. Another amazing kind of viralish one, if you will, is the obviously E.L.F 16-hour camo concealer. We've all heard it, we've all loved it, you can't go wrong with it. That gets a big thumbs up for me, but I don't really have the color of the E.L.F I want today with me, so I'm gonna use my Born This Way. Now that our concealer is blended out, I'm going to set my under eyes first. This has been so phenomenal to find. This was actually recommended by Juicy Jazz here on YouTube. She's amazing, and she recommended the E.L.F Halo Glow Setting Powder for the under eyes. It's not too shiny by any means, and it is just so gorgeous for setting your under eyes, but still adding that like nice sheen and shine to the skin. Now I'm just gonna press this onto our under eyes. Oh, this powder is so gorgeous, and it's literally only $8, I think. And now for the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of a translucent powder that is a little bit more mattifying. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. This is my holy grail mattifying setting powder. It just makes the skin look so kind of set and beautiful without making anything look cakey or heavy. It actually also blurs a little bit, and I use this on my clients all the time. So we're gonna set that cream contour anywhere we didn't set with the Halo Glow powder. So before I finish the complexion, I am gonna fill my brows, and this is my holy grail brow pencil. It has been for a while. It is the E.L.F Instant Brow Lift Pencil. Guys, this is $2 at the drugstore. You can get this anywhere E.L.F is sold. This is the exact brow pencil I wear in all my TikTok videos, and you guys like freak out in the comments saying, how do you do your brows? What do you do your brows with? It's a $2 pencil. Like, you don't need to spend a lot of money to get amazing makeup, I'm telling you. We're back and the brows are filled. Now I'm going to finish the rest of my complexion. Today I'm going in with my holy grail bronzer. This is at the drugstore. I believe it retails for $8 to $10. This is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in 03. Guys, this is the most beautiful natural bronzer I've ever used. It really just looks like you have a gorgeous tan to the skin. I mean, like, come on. I'm not gonna go too crazy because that Huda Tancour really held up and just like looks stunning. Now on a big fluffy brush, I'm just gonna take this bronzer and I am gonna run this down my neck just to warm everything up. I'm gonna finish off the eyes. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that Taupe feeling shade, and we're just gonna run this under our lash line. And now I'm taking a little bit more of that dark purple shade, Meet the Rents, and I'm packing this on the lash line just on the outer half. I'm not bringing this as far in as I did that other transition shade. So for blush, I just found this in Ulta, and it kind of like just went when I saw it on the shelf because it took my breath away. This is from Essence. This is called Blush Lighter. It's kind of a gradient powder blush into highlighter. It's in beautiful clear crystal packaging. And then this is what it looks like. Forgive me, I couldn't help myself. I swatched it in the parking lot. But it gradiates from the blush peachy into a gold highlighter, and I think I'm obsessed with it. Oh wow, okay, that is stunning. I'm really loving the peach tone because I feel like I didn't want to do like a pinky blush and be too matchy-matchy. I also was nervous this was gonna be too sparkly because it's mixed with that highlighter, but if you really are careful and just pick up that side of the compact, it doesn't blend together. For highlighter today, I wanted to talk about something I've seen circulating now that summer is coming back. I know Manny MUA talked about this recently and it kind of like re-blew up. This is the Revlon Skin Lights highlighter, and it kind of blew up because it's definitely a dupe for the Amrezy highlighter. This specifically is in the shade 201 Daybreak. And this, completely worth the hype. For the price, it is to die for. You do not need an expensive highlighter. So I'm gonna do this on one side because I actually have another highlighter I wanna show you that I've been obsessed with recently. So this is going to be our Revlon side. I mean, yeah. It's totally worth the hype. It is absolutely gorgeous and blends out like a dream. And it's like blinding without being too chunky or crazy, which is what I really love about it. And now another highlighter I want to show you that I've been obsessed with recently. This is the Catrice Sungasm highlighter. I mean, guys, look at this. This pan is enormous and the whole thing is $10. I couldn't imagine going through this in my lifetime, but it has that same beautiful golden glow to it. And I'm going to show you on this side. Oh my god, so good. For lips with this look, I'm gonna use two NYX products. I just think you cannot go wrong with NYX lip products. They are to die for. The lip liner I'll be using today is in Nude Beige. This is again an Allie Glines recommendation. And then this, I will say, I'm not necessarily gonna call it viral, but this is something that is so popular and is so hard to hunt down in Ulta. This is the NYX Lingerie Gloss, and this is specifically in the shade Bear With Me, and I understand why it's to die for because it is just, it's a beautiful nude. So we're gonna line and fill the lips and then finish with that gloss. All right, this is the lips lined and filled with just the lip liner, and now we're gonna go in with the gloss. All right, guys, this is it with the gloss on top, and I mean, I understand why this is like so hard to find. 10 out of 10, totally worth it. I mean, to die for. It's so good. Now we're gonna set and finish the face, and another product line that went viral recently was the E.L.F collaboration with Jen Atkins, and I picked up the setting spray as well as a couple other products, and to be honest, I think the setting spray was the standout for me. I think it sets the skin beautifully and adds such a beautiful hydrated glow back into the skin. I definitely think this is again more for people who are combo leaning dry because it can be a little bit shiny if you're too excess oily. I'm definitely more on the dry side, so this is like perfect for me. The mister on this is amazing. So let's go ahead and set the face. It smells great. It has a little bit of a coconut scent to it, which I'm not mad at all. And then I always like to finish by taking a beauty sponge and just pressing that setting spray into the skin to make everything melt and look beautiful. Okay guys, we've reached the end of this video. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as I did making it. Make sure to follow me on social media. I'm Mr. Johnny Ross on TikTok and Instagram. If you like this video, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up as well as subscribe to my channel. If you guys subscribe to my channel, it's a way of letting me know you want more content like this. I hope you took something away from this and are excited to try one of the products I recommended in this video. Make sure to hit the notification bell after you subscribe and you'll be notified every single single time I upload a new video. I love you guys. I am so grateful for you. I think this is the beginning of an amazing journey together. Comment down below anything else you would like me to review, try, any videos you would like me to make. I am here for you guys to navigate the overly cluttered makeup world and let you know what is actually worth your time and money. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.